Hello, this is Robert Capuccio. I'd like to thank you for joining us for another PT on the Net video interview. Today my guest is the dietitian, Dr. Emily Splichal. Hello, Dr. Emily. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Now, I had a conversation with the owner of a health club chain not too long ago, and he said that a lot of times his trainers come in from extensive education. They just got back from a workshop, part of a mentorship they've been doing. And he gets a lot of complaints from his members that they spend the first few sessions doing, for lack of a better phrase, very clinical type stuff that's frustrating for the member. And he was concerned whether or not trainers even have the scope of practice to be applying that type of information. So what I wanted to ask you is, what type of alternatives do we have for taking a look at the foot, taking a observation-based assessment, and training the foot without getting too clinical? Does that make sense?
It does. It does. When you have your clients and they're paying a lot of money to be with you, some sessions are 30 minutes, some people still do 60-minute sessions. They want to get an intense workout, feel like they burned a lot of calories, that they're going to change their body in that session. That if you're doing small, very clinical, kind of physical therapy type exercises and movements, that can get really frustrating to your client. So what I like as it relates to the foot, the most effective way for strengthening the foot, burn calories, engage the core, work the hip, tone the butt, is barefoot balance training. So single leg stance. And this is very, yes, it's still clinical. Yes, we're looking at the research of what does strengthen the foot, what engages my hip the most, which will correct my foot, is single leg stance, barefoot balance training.
Okay, and my disclaimer before we get into that is, we're not saying that any of these types of practices are wrong or inappropriate within themselves. What we are saying is, sometimes the greater the gap between what someone expects and what they experience, the greater the level of fear and anxiety that evokes in a population that's pretty anxious about training to begin with. So having said that, let's take a look at some of the things you're talking about and how we can apply that in our setting.
Okay, great. So again, you want to kind of trick the client that they don't know that they're working on their feet the whole time. So when you do a single leg stance, barefoot, because the bottom of the foot plays a very important role in balance. From our toe string, the skin on the bottom of the foot, the ankle joint itself, that will engage and create a balance in the body. So as we stand on one foot, we're going to get micro movements this side and this side. So I'm strengthening a very important muscle on the outside of my leg and a very important muscle on the inside of my leg. Two muscles that you need for proper foot posture. As you're up on one leg, I encourage people to bend their knee, because most people have knee pain. We want to start activating that vastus medialis, or that teardrop muscle on the inside of our knee. Most effective way, bend that knee a little bit. As you stand up, you have to engage your hip. So the gluteus medius, the upper hip muscle, plays such an important role in foot posture. So if we can strengthen our foot, strengthen our ankle, strengthen our knee, and strengthen our hip all at the same time, I think that's a pretty effective workout for strengthening our foot.